Financing startup dreams with retirement savings. NYTimes.com. Subscribe. Digital/home delivery. Log in. Register now. Help. Homepage. Today's paper. Video. Most popular. Edition. US/global. Search all NYTimes.com. Your money. World. US. NY/region. Business. Technology. Science. Health. Sports. Opinion. Arts. Style. Travel. Jobs. Real estate. Autos. Search your money. More in your money investments. Loans. Planning. Retirement. Credit. Insurance. Wealth matters. Financing startup dreams with retirement savings. Bob Laverow for the New York Times. Susie Ford and her husband used all of their 401k accounts and took out a loan to start a brewery in Charlotte, NC. By Paul Sullivan. Published, September 13, 2013. BOHNNE Jones had always dreamed of being an architect or interior designer. Susie Ford wanted to know if the home-brewed beer her husband, Todd, made was as good as people said it was, while January Morris figured owning a distillery would be more fun than being a divorce lawyer. Your Money Guides 401ks and Similar Plans. Wealth Matters. Paul Sullivan writes about strategies that the wealthy use to manage their money and their overall well-being. Paul Sullivan's columns. They had three very different dreams, but these women had one thing in common. They all lost jobs and decided to use sizable retirement accounts to start their own businesses in very different fields. They did so by converting traditional 401k accounts into new retirement plans, known as rollovers as Business Start UPS, or ROBS, that they could invest in their companies. It's fueled by the fact that stock market has returned to all-time highs, real estate is up, consumer confidence is up, but we're also suffering from a credit crisis, and unemployment remains high, said David Nelson, chief executive of Guidant Financial, which specializes in helping people use 401k assets to invest in businesses or other non-traditional assets, like property. People look at this because they can capitalize a business without taking on any debt. While this may sound like an easy solution to finance a company, it is incredibly complicated, and the risks of running afoul of the Internal Revenue Service or the Department of Labor, which has jurisdiction over 401k plans, are significant. The worst possible outcome is a triple whammy: loss of a person's retirement savings, the business, and a source of income if the idea fails. Adding to the complications, ROBS exist in the parallel financial universe, where those who promote the plans see them as solutions for retirement-rich but cash-poor entrepreneurs, while many other financial advisors see the plans as treading the line of legality. The IRS has said that they don't view them as tax avoidance schemes per Southeast, said Carol J. Venturi, retirement specialist at HD Vest, the broker-dealer with $33 billion under management. They're not illegal, but the IRS is saying that they have to be perfectly put in place. They're very complicated. Failure to do everything right could lead to anything from penalties to having the entire retirement plan disallowed, which would mean a big tax bill. Still, Mr. Nelson said the idea had been gaining in popularity. He said his company had its best year in 2012 with 1,300 new ROBS and expects to do 1,700 this year. I wanted to know what the attraction was to something that seemed so complicated and magnified the sizable risk of starting any business. Here's how ROBS work. People take their 401k account or other qualified retirement plan and roll it over into a new plan that buys shares in an operating company that will own their business. Unlike most small businesses, which are set up as limited liability corporations or S corporations, a business financed through ROBS has to be a C corporation, which can issue shares and does not prohibit ownership by trusts. In many cases, people turn to ROBS because they don't have other sources of financing and have not been able to secure a small business loan. The companies of the people I spoke to were owned by anywhere from 90% of one person's 401k to 100% up to entire plans. That might sound simple, but what effectively happens is that the plan, not the person, owns the business. That means the person cannot act in his best interest but must act in the best interest of the plan. For example, if he wants to give himself a raise, he needs to find out what similar business owners make. I have counseled people on how to do them correct,